Today's episode is brought to you by JerkSwag.
Summer's down by the beach, sunsets on the beer, and breezy evenings devouring the sweet, tangy taste of salty clams. The Salty Clam Cafe. Put some tang on your tongue. Our dynamic trio of sports enthusiasts and longtime friends bring you the latest sports news, heated debates, and offbeat stories from the wide world of sports. Whether you're a diehard fan or just enjoy a good laugh, we've got you covered. Are your balls out?
Suck it, jabroni.
Hey, are you ready? Are you done fucking around?
Hey. Yo.
I do not have peanut butter on my list here.
Oh, my goodness. That's ridiculous.
You're listening to the Balls Out Sports Podcast. Here are your hosts, Ala, Crispy, and Jonas Mount.
Glizzy.
Welcome into the Balls Out Sports Podcast. Alongside Ala to my left, I've got Crispy in Greenville, South Carolina.
He's still chewing.
Chowing down on the Glizzies. Crispy, what's happening?
What's up, family?
What's up, Glizzies?
He just managed to get that Glizzy down his gullet before he had to give us what's up, family. I am Jonas Mount. Welcome into the Balls Out Sports Podcast. You heard the man. We are all here. We are ready to go. It has been an interesting little bit here. Christian, you ready to go, man? You good?
I'm ready.
Oh,
No, don't talk. Just nod.
Just nod.
Just yes.
Please. Yes.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. You sound like SpongeBob just now. I'm ready.
Hold on a second. Is that a TV series? No.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. We've started already.
Never mind.
Out of control. Christian is on the other side of the camera, thankfully. There is no mic in his possession currently. I also want to let everybody know that we want to thank Coco, who is also in the other room. He is handling everything for us as far as...
Don't forget Coco.
Yo, no more mic. Stop it.
Yeah, you are about done.
And
I will literally come out of this chair in a second.
Coco didn't bring us any food either. I don't like that. That was selfish.
Was he supposed to?
I mean, who does not like
'Cause I ate it all.
nuggies?
Doesn't like what?
Chicken nuggies.
Chicken nuggies?
Yes.
Where was he bringing those from? You can't say.
I won't say.
Okay.
But they have Polynesian sauce.
Oh, the Manesian.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All
That
right.
place.
I just had one of their sandwiches the other day that they just discontinued, and it was amazing. It was the only time I'd ever had it, and now it's... What's happening right now?
Did he just have a snowman cookie float across
Is
the
there a-
screen?
What is happening right now? Oh, my goodness. All right, so I want to thank Coco. He is on the other side of the door, room, wall, something. He is handling everything for us as far as YouTube Live goes. Please chime in. Let us know. Give us some questions. What do you think's going on? You got some questions about what's going on in the sports world? You got some questions about, what you think's going on? What's going on in your life?
I'll give you some advice
Oh, you got advice for folks?
on this .com
On
couch.
the .com couch.
I will fill you in on whatever you need to know.
Ala is definitely your guy for that as we get rolling here. Show number 10.
Oh, that's a lot.
It is. It's a few. We've done some.
A few.
A few.
Okay.
More than 3.
Okay.
We've done 10.
Thought that was many.
2 shy of a dozen.
Or 3 shy of a baker's dozen.
Oh, okay.
Ah, you didn't think I knew that.
Nice.
You
I
didn't
like
think
that.
knew
I do enjoy that. Crispy, how you doing over there, man?
So far, so good. I just got my belly filled up. With
How many?
Some
Yo!
How many glizzies?
glizzies.
How many glizzies you put down?
For those that don't know what a glizzy is,
They all know besides you.
where have you been? It's a hot dog. So I might have just thrown down 3 hot dogs. Mustard cheese. Let's go. So I like hot dogs. Sometimes I might judge a golf course off of a hot dog. Who knows?
Sometimes?
Yeah. Most of the time, actually.
Yeah.
But I do have some friends with me. Mr. Snowman Cookie, he's going to be joining us here in a little while.
For those of you that don't know, Crispy and I do golf occasionally. And there have been moments where we have golfed. We have gone to a golf course. We have played. The golf course has been par-ish. It's decent course. And he has rated said golf course on what's actually happened as far as the hot dog is concerned. So whether the hot dog is good or not is something that Crispy decides whether or not he's going to go back to a golf course as a result.
Yeah.
So if the Glizzy is no good, he doesn't want to go. He's not going back. He's like, because basically what happens is you start your round, you get through 9 holes, you hit the clubhouse before you hit the back 9, right? So you get there, you get a hot dog, you get a Glizzy, you decide, based on what their availability is, do they have chili, do they have cheese, do they have all the extra fixins, do they have the relish and the onions, the mustard?
That's too many condiments on a Glizzy.
I don't even need all that. It's mustard and chili and cheese.
Mustard, chili, and cheese.
Those 3. That's it.
That's a whole nother meal.
I'm just saying.
It's all right.
We're gonna get on that.
But this dude will literally judge a golf course based on its hot dog.
And then this is what I do to their golf course.
What's that?
What's it say on my hat?
Play bad fast.
That's right.
Let's get the hell out of here. These hot dogs suck.
Yep, let's go.
That happens.
This is terrible.
Sorry, Aldo.
Not like you thought it was going to be anything different. Come on now. I mean, look, we're sort of pre-gaming, like pre-showing, like everything, and Crispy's putting down 3 Glizzies. And I think
it was more than 3.
All I know is they were going down quickly.
I was trying to get this done so I could go ahead and get the show. So.
Do you have any more on that smorgasbord of yours over there?
No, I took care of the hot dogs. All I have are cookies and that fancy meat and cheese tray thing.
You still have that charcuterie tray?
Well, it's a new one for this week.
Do you literally have a tray set up for every week we do the show now?
Not that. Well, no, this is in the original packaging, so it's in the plastic decoration that it would have naturally came in.
You have not opened it yet.
I didn't.
Oh no, it's been open. I started on it Sunday. Excuse me. This was part of Sunday's.
Oh, part of the NFL slate.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh man,
I didn't get the memo that we were supposed to have a charcuterie board.
I didn't know that either. In fact, for next show, that's going right about here. Are we gonna?
Have you guys recently shopped for Triscuit crackers?
No.
Well, when you go, hold on a second. I am so sorry.
What is?
I'm watching the NBA right now, and I don't know who this is, but he's got like a pirate hat on. We have to go into the NBA. This guy, I'm going to find this photo. This guy's got to be in our top 5 most fun dressed athletes.
Fun dressed athletes.
This is a fun outfit. He looked like he had a pirate hat on. I got to go find this real quick. But the Triscuit crackers, when you go to shop for them for your fancy meat and cheese tray, they have 100 different flavors of these crackers now. So have fun with that. I'd be curious to see what flavor you grab.
This show is completely off the rails, and we haven't even really got started.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was Glizzy Boy over there in Greenville, South Carolina.
Monsieur Glizzy.
Monsieur Glizzy.
Good news is Christian could just delete this whole section.
This is not getting
post.
deleted. No. That's not happening. Not in any way, shape, or form.
Munching on them Glizzies the way he was doing.
No, we recorded all that. That's going in there too, by the way, just so you know.
Okay.
All right. Before we get started, wanted to let everyone. I'm off the rails. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point.
I'm glad it wasn't me.
It was not you. JerkSwag.com. I've got Glizzy. I'm trying to say Glizzy. There's an L in there at this point. JerkSwag.com, clothing company. Welcome to our twisted little corner of the internet where sarcasm reigns supreme and political correctness goes out the window. Here at JerkSwag Clothing Company, we specialize in clothing that's as mildly offensive as your bigoted uncle at Thanksgiving dinner and as in your face as your neighbor's front yard spattered with faded political support signs.
Is he? I'm sorry. Thank you, JerkSwag.
Yeah,
JerkSwag, thank you.
Was he playing PlayStation?
Who was that?
Oh my god!
I know that controller. He was playing PlayStation. I saw that.
First off,
He's controlling his TV with it, I'm sure.
I'm trying to get. I'm gonna have to step away for a moment because I have to go take a picture of this guy and send it to y'all because this is fantastic. The Jazz versus the Lakers. They got LeBron clean.
Is he bald headed still?
Now he's got hair growing back.
Yeah, he paid for it.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, definitely. It's still bald back there.
Spray.
Mm-hmm. He got Beijing.
He and Tiger Woods got a lot in common.
Oh, it's me, Tiger.
For shizzle.
I still don't know who this is.
Can you take your name off your voicemail, please?
I've always wanted to say
Gosh.
that. Yeah, for shizzle. All right, so a ton to get to in about an hour and 22 minutes, but we'll try to get through it right now.
Just kicked my camera.
What happened?
I kicked the camera.
Why did you kick the camera?
Because Christian put it next to my foot.
Christian.
You know I'm a big guy. Hey, yo.
Hey, ho, ho, ho. The show is continuing to derail with Glizzy conversation.
No, I didn't say anything about Glizzys.
No, that's true. You kind of did, but you kind of didn't. All right, so first topic of, well, you know what? Actually, first and foremost, how was everybody's weekend? That's what I want to know.
Oh, you don't want to know about my weekend?
No, as a matter of fact, I do want to know about your weekend. That's one of the reasons why I decided to ask this question.
Drank lots of tequila.
How do you spell that?
TEQUILLILLWA.
Okay.
Tequila.
Tequila.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Does she have a sister?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's tequila.
All right, tequila.
Tequila and tequila.
Oh, word.
I went to the Hornets Knicks game.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson dropped 30 plus. You know, that was a given.
Did the Knicks win?
Of course. Come on. Why would you even
Did you
question
say of
that?
course?
Why would you question that?
I'm just asking. Have they won every game so far this season?
No.
So is it worth me asking the question if they won or not?
Not really.
Did they win the next game?
No.
Okay, there we go. All right, moving on.
Out last game, but
No,
that's
certainly did
the
not.
story.
Lost by 20.
No,
Anyway,
it was really good. We should go on a BallzOut correspondence live watching viewing party
Okay, I love it.
of the game, and I love that arena. They have a really good arena.
It's nice. Charlotte's a great city.
Yep, we took the train, so I'm back on public transportation.
All right.
Then after the game, there was some extracurricular activities that I will not talk about.
All right.
Yeah, there was lots more tequila and some hookah and
Okay.
some females around,
Oh.
but not around me.
Oh, okay. Not around you. Of course
Yeah,
not.
no,
Absolutely
no,
not.
no.
No.
No, I was off in the cut.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm a public figure, so I had to stay. I had to stay out of the limelight. You know, I didn't want nobody noticing me.
Word. I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great. And then I watched the Jets get massacred.
Back to reality.
Yeah, I was like, oh, happy time's done.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. It was a
Good
good weekend for you then.
Yeah.
Little Charlotte trip. Knicks action. All right, cool.
Yep. Knicks and Hornets.
You hadn't done a trip like that in a minute. It's nice.
Nah, I like to do trips like that all the time.
But you don't do them that often.
I will when I get rid of this place. That's a different story.
That's a different story. That's a different show. Crispy, what about you? How was your weekend, brother?
Pretty quiet, not as eventful as Allah. So really just worked on Saturday. Sunday, I got up, did my semi-routine, minus the working out part, minus the getting up early, minus the NFL Network.
Oh, damn.
Minus going to Bible study.
I was waiting for the Bible studies part.
So I got up, I did my chores that I had to do because, if I want to be able to watch football from about 11 o'clock until 10 o'clock at night, I got to make sure my chores were done. So once I got that done, I got my fancy meat and cheese tray. I think I had a microwave lunch, and I watched football from about 12 o'clock until 10:30 on my couch.
Nice.
He had the Christian meal for.
He definitely did. He went the Christian route with some microwavable stuff. Cool. You had the charcuterie, though, right?
Yeah, it was pretty fancy with the Triscuit crackers I really loved.
Nice.
The 4 cheese is the version I ran with.
Okay.
Careful if you go with that peppered corn one. Little spicy.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it was fun. I watched the Dolphins
Struggle.
barely beat the Raiders. We did not look great after our bye week, but hey, we'll see what happens. Honestly, I'm a little intimidated by the Jets this week on Friday. They finally got a decent quarterback they're going to be playing, so I'm curious to see how that turns out. So it's here. It's Jets Dolphins week, first Black Friday. I'm excited for it.
Ala, you want to respond to that, or I'm just?
We do know that we're playing on Black Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that the only? I asked Ala about this earlier today. Is that the only game on Black Friday?
That's all I've seen, unless someone else is broadcasting. I think it's Amazon that's doing it.
It's just a random game, right? So you're going to get the Thursday night football game. You're going to get a game on Friday, then college football on Saturday, and then back to the NFL on Sunday.
No, we got a full slate on Thursday. It's Turkey Day.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. My bad. Yeah, you got what 3 games?
Full slate on Thursday.
3 games, right?
And then
1, 4, and 8.
Have that Friday, Black Friday, because it's kind of smart. I don't want to stereotype, but you're going to have a lot of women and kids out shopping. The dudes are at the casa, like, hey, go spend that money. I'm going to be chilling here. Now we get to watch some football.
Nice.
So I actually wish I had this in years past.
True. I don't know what that's going to seem like this Friday because I'm going to actually be working. So there's that. So.
Same.
Yeah, we're all going to be working.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
And I will not be watching football. I'm looking forward to Survivor Series on Saturday from the WWE.
Ooh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Shout out to Sasha Banks. I love you, baby.
Oh, there we go. We got the new shirt.
Yeah, Sasha Banks.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Well
Sasha.
played. Well played.
I love female wrestlers. I love them all.
Should I just leave it at that, or
Yeah,
you good?
I love
So that
all the
game's at
female
3
wrestlers.
p.m. Eastern on Friday.
Also at a sort of in between time,
It's so
or
stupid.
random time.
It's dumb.
Go.
Is it dumb?
Very.
Well, guess
like,
what? You don't have to worry about it. You'll be working.
First of all, I'm not turning no alerts on. I'm not looking at anything for it. I don't even care.
Shutting down all notifications on the phone.
Yep.
Absolutely nothing going to be happening. All right.
Nope.
So, yeah,
What was your weekend like?
it wasn't very eventful. It really wasn't.
Why not?
I did a lot of non-football related stuff. Sort of came at me as a sort of a surprise. Had some stuff to do, some personal things, personal matters had to attend to.
Okay.
It's all good though. Had to take care of some things, had to take care of some family. It's cool. Just so happened, not that this is an absolute necessity, because obviously I would have taken care of things with the family regardless. But just so happened, my team was on a bye week. So it worked out perfectly.
It wasn't like they was going to win anyway.
That's exactly what I was going to say next. Thank you for stealing my thunder. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. They do play a divisional game this coming weekend against the Saints.
The Aints?
The Aints and the Falcons.
They trash too.
The Falcons and the Aints. So, the Falcons had an opportunity last week to stay tied for the division lead, and they did not do that. They lost to the Cardinals. That was fantastic, by the way. So they're 4-6, game behind the Aints.
Last second too.
Yeah. So the Saints are leading the division, which I believe, I know for a fact, Crispy said the Saints were going to win the division. Who did you have win the division?
I don't know. What's that division?
It's like that.
No, I don't know the division.
The NFC South.
Oh, that I gotta find it in my notes. Hold on, I'm gonna go back and find it.
Saints, Panthers, Falcons.
Buccaneers, right?
So,
I was waiting for you to say the
hold on.
F in here.
West, the East, no, South, down. All right. Oh, I had the Saints.
Oh, you have the Saints as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So both of you have the Saints. Congratulations.
Yep.
You're ahead of the game right now.
Yep.
It's the worst division in football. Is it the worst?
Let me look.
I don't know. The AFC South is pretty bad.
Yeah, probably.
Well, you got the Jags that are in the 7-win, 6-win area, but they just got waxed by
I'm gonna
49ers.
tell you the truth. No one cares about the Ravens. They're the most overrated. 7, 8, whatever win team they got. Sorry, I apologize.
Tyler tells us that the Ravens are number 1 in the AFC. Of course, this comes after the Chiefs lose in
But didn't they
outstanding fashion last night to the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl rematch.
And didn't the Ravens choke to the Browns?
They did the week before, yes.
So Watson with a torn shoulder and still
100%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ravens, get out
We'll
of here.
talk a little bit about here's this thing where we'll talk about the Jets inadvertently
we shouldn't talk about them.
by discussing the Browns.
Okay.
We'll talk a little bit about that coming up. But the first thing I want to get to, by the way, I did manage to see a little bit of football late in the day. And again, I want to thank NFL Red Zone. NFL Red Zone, thank you so much for being there. Because when the opportunity presented itself, I'd throw the Red Zone on and boom, watching some highlights, watching some things happen. CJ Stroud still doing his thing, which is going to be the first topic we discuss here momentarily, because at one point at halftime of the Texans-Cardinals game, when I was watching Red Zone, everybody was super excited about CJ Stroud because at half, he had already passed for 250 yards. And it was like, CJ Stroud on pace for 500 yards passing in this game. Now, it didn't end up that way. Still ended up being a good game.
Did they win?
They did indeed.
Oh, yeah. I didn't check anything.
336 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. Not his best game, but Houston did end up on top, even though the Cardinals had an opportunity late in the game.
On top.
This brings me to the first topic of discussion this evening, CJ Stroud, which at this point right now, I don't know that there's any argument. Rookie of the year.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Rookie of the year right now. I think we can all agree on that based on the number of yards and the touchdowns versus interceptions. That ratio is phenomenal.
It's not rookie of the year, though. It's offensive rookie.
Offensive rookie of the year. Fair enough. Yeah. But I mean, if you're asking me if he's rookie of the year, I don't care what side of the ball you're talking about right now. This dude is definitely rookie of the year. But I concur.
Okay.
Ala, who'd you pick for offensive rookie of the year?
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. I do remember that. I don't know if I picked a rookie offensive.
No, you picked Bijan.
Yes.
Dijon.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, your homer pick.
Well,
Ala,
he was looking pretty good the first couple weeks of the season.
Ala, ask me the same question.
Who you pick for rookie of the year?
CJ Stroud.
Well played. Well played. Well played. You got one right. So CJ Stroud, rookie of the year, yes.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Which it brings in a larger question, right? This is why I'm gonna say this, because it brings in a larger question. It's a question that all of us at one point or another have actually had a discussion about in the past. We've had this discussion both on the air and off the air. We've had this discussion about MVP over the course of the years.
So early.
And what does this mean? It is early, yes, but it's not to say that he's definitely an MVP candidate. However, I will start with the question, rookie of the year and MVP in the same season, possibility. based on the numbers that he's put up so far. Because if you look at him ranked versus other MVP potential candidates, he's right there. No question. No question right now, right there. It's early, yes. But if he continues on this pace, this is a guy who should be in consideration for MVP. This, however, brings me to the next question. Before I bring this up, before I bring in the rest of the potential MVP candidates, let me say this. CJ Stroud right now on the season, after the win over the Cardinals, 2,962 yards passing, 17 touchdowns to 5 interceptions.
And 3 of them he threw last game.
Correct.
So, yeah.
A quarterback rating right now overall just shy of 199.3. All right. So that's CJ Stroud's numbers right now. If we look at the other NFL MVP candidates so far for the remainder of the season, let's look at Miami Dolphins quarterback. Right?
What's his name?
Tua Tagovailoa. I got it right, by the way.
Good job.
Just so you know. Now, I think this is up to speed. If memory serves me correctly, I believe I have got this right. Oh, is this wait. Nope. It's not up to speed. I'm not up to speed. I have the wrong article.
I have it memorized.
Oh, you have it memorized. Okay.
He's got 28 yards less passing.
Okay.
He's got 0.2 more yards per attempt. He's 8 yards short of attempts. He's got more completions. His completion percentage is higher. He's got more touchdowns. He has more interceptions at 8 versus 5. Tua's quarterback rating's a 106 over CJ's 99.
Okay.
Okay.
So who else is in the mix? We know that Jalen Hurts in the mix,
Clearly.
right?
Statistically, he's not going to be there, but he's winning. He's on a Super Bowl contending team.
Mm-hmm.
If we're just going off stats, he's down there. He's
Mahomes
1, 2,
has
3,
it down,
4,
Lee.
5, 6,
It's
7,
having
8,
a
9, 10.
by
He's
his
10th
standards.
statistically. Jalen is.
Mhm.
Yeah, Patrick's 7th on the list on
Right.
what I'm looking at. And it's categorized under passing yards right now. Of course, I can reorganize and go however you want, but yeah, Patrick's having a rough year.
And
I
then-
was kind of surprised to see Sam Howell actually has the most passing yards on the year, which is a little surprising to me.
What?
Sam Howell has 3,038 passing yards right now. He's had
Sheesh.
442 attempts.
How many?
442 attempts.
That's a team that doesn't know how to run the football. And they don't run the football at all.
He's got 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 66.7% completion. Yeah.
I mean,
So-
look, there's a couple of other guys that we know are in the mix. We've mentioned Jalen Hurts.
there you
We've
go.
mentioned Patrick Mahomes. We have to talk. We've mentioned Tua.
There's the other running back.
We have to mention Lamar Jackson.
There's the running back.
Which I took Lamar as my MVP this year.
Why? What is he doing?
Well, it was a preseason. We didn't know. I was really excited about the new offensive coordinator. He's finally got some wide receivers.
Uh-huh.
Andrews was healthy.
Uh-huh.
He's got a trio of running backs.
Had.
The contract's passed. He's got
Ooh.
his money.
He got paid.
I thought this was like, hey, let's go, kind of thing. So now Andrews is hurt. OBJ, he's day to day. The running backs, they're 5th string. I mean, they got hit with the injuries again. He still has some time. They haven't had their bye week yet. So we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, look, I know this is not going to be a very popular pick, but if you look at him statistically speaking, there's another guy that's in the mix right now.
Joe Burrow.
Brock Purdy.
Nah.
Oh my, come on.
Statistically
No.
speaking, he is in the mix. Look, I mean, the reality is that it's a direct result of the players that he has around him. But we also know that quarterbacks typically are the players that win this award more times than not. I mean, not even more times than not. My God, man. Like what, 90% of the time, the quarterback ultimately ends up winning MVP. So Brock Purdy, I know he sort of slowed down a little bit. And this may be something that people look at, but he slowed down a little bit when he had his best players on the bench, right? Debo wasn't playing. McCaffrey wasn't playing. Then all of a sudden, things aren't looking so good. They're back. He's looking better. But his numbers do stack up. That's the reality. Now, will Brock Purdy win the MVP? No. The question goes all the way back to this. We've asked this question, I don't know how many times over the years. What constitutes MVP? Okay, so we know the acronym stands for Most Valuable Player. However, what does that mean in context? Like, how do we really break this down?
The most popular, because technically they're saying Dak is in the running for MVP too.
Right. So, let me ask this question. Assume for a moment that the Texans do not make the playoffs. Now, they're in position to do so right now if things finish the way they do because they'll win the division. Let's assume for a moment that the Texans do not win the playoffs, but CJ Stroud's numbers continue to be what they are now, which puts him, statistically speaking, top 3. No question. Potentially even number 1 overall if you look at the number of touchdowns to interception ratio plus the yardage, right? Completion percentage, hovering right around 100% at QB rating. Phenomenal season. If he finishes there, statistically speaking, he's in that top 1, 2, 3. Does he or does he not even get a nod if the Texans do not make the playoffs? This was a conversation I've had with multiple people over the years about whether or not an MVP should win or a player should win the MVP award if his team is not in the playoffs or even moving deeper into the playoffs. Because most valuable player is what? On your team or in the league? No, it's in the league. Does that most valuable player mean that he's taking you over the top? Or is he taking you deeper into the playoffs? Because a lot of times, let's admit, when we see most valuable player, it's usually by a player whose team is marching a little bit closer to the Super Bowl versus anybody else.
Right.
When was the last time an MVP won an award whose team didn't make the playoffs?
I have no clue. I can't answer that.
Yeah,
That's because there's probably not that many of them.
Yeah, but that's whack.
I'm just saying.
If I'm statistically better than you, then I should win the MVP. If I'm the best player in the league this year, or I made a leaps and bound jump, a dramatic jump, I should be MVP. If I go out there and I don't know, it's hard with a rookie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a rookie quarterback to lead the league in most categories for a bad franchise, even if they squeak out 8 wins this year, why not? I don't think he will get it.
So I just pulled up. So the last person to win the league MVP that was not a quarterback was 2012. That was all day Adrian Peterson for obvious reasons.
Right.
Prior to that, 2006, LaDainian Tomlinson.
LT, right.
For obvious reasons. 2005, Sean Alexander.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah,
Marshall Falk in 2000.
So it's just quarterbacks and running backs.
Sanders. Yep. Did Jerry ever get one? Oh, wait. Hold on.
Jerry got one.
I have a defensive player sighting, 1986, Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, that was... Don't
1986.
do drugs.
So, yeah, it's been quite some time. Patrick, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Patrick, Tom Brady,
Aaron
Matt
Rodgers.
Ryan, Cam Newton, Aaron Rodgers are the most recent.
Yep.
Come on back, Aaron. I love you. I love you.
Hey, but statistically, on all of those teams, those cats had some really nice years. Aaron Rodgers made it into the playoffs those 2 years, but they didn't get all the way to the Super Bowl.
Sure.
Lamar Jackson had that remarkable year when he won it. Did they even get into the playoffs that year? Because had he made the playoffs yet? I thought he had that where he didn't make the playoffs for the first so many years. Patrick had that amazing 2018. Tom Brady on that 17 season. And then Matty Ice. We'll just stop right there. Amazing season. We won't talk about what happened at the end. But, you know.
Thanks.
So, Pretty amazing stuff. I think so. I got to thinking about the CJ Stroud, MVP, Rookie of the Year kind of thing. Right now, I think it's runaway Rookie of the Year. I'm excited for that. But then I got to looking at amazing rookie quarterbacks and their stats and things like that. Trying to see who had amazing rookie seasons. And one name kept standing out to me, and you guys are going to hate it, but Cam Newton's rookie year was sick.
No, that's honest.
That's legit.
Yeah.
I think that's the standard. Now, he did throw a good bit of picks compared to some others. May not have had as good of a completion percentage as I think Andrew Luck was on the list of some top wide receivers. But, Cam had some nice rushing yards. He had some nice rushing touchdowns. He ended up with 21 passing touchdowns. I think he passed for over 4,000 yards. So I think if he can have a Cam Newton kind of season, which he's well on that pace, he's already got the touchdowns. He's going to have way less interceptions. Yardage, I think's there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he can't be categorize this as maybe one of the best rookie seasons for a quarterback that we've seen.
Yeah.
He's doing it with no pieces. We don't know any of their other than the tight end.
And that brings me to the point about the MVP.
Right.
Okay. That brings me to the point of the MVP because this guy's getting it done with a bunch of no-name guys, right? We know Schultz, but it's not like Schultz is some kind of veteran in the league. He hasn't been around that long. Good tight end, mind you, very, very good. Dallas should have paid him. He should still be there. Mm-hmm. But you've got a bunch of this is how the Texans have decided to build this team, and they've done a great job of it. They're building. They're all young. All these guys around him are young. I know Robert Woods is there.
Yeah, but his leading receiver is the
he's a rookie.
number 3, the fifth or sixth round pick.
Yeah.
Last name Dell.
And he is killing.
Does this change anything? Next week they have the Jaguars. They have Denver, the Jets, Tennessee.
Did he say
Cleveland.
Jaguars?
Yeah, Jaguars.
Jaguars.
He's doing it in a very British way.
The Jaguars.
Jackie was.
Tennessee, Cleveland, Tennessee, and Indy.
All winnable games, every single one of them.
Cleveland might be a tough game.
I know. Their defense is very good.
I think Jacksonville should bounce back. Hopefully has a better showing.
Well, towards the end of the year, they got a lot of division games. So if they win or split most of those, they'll be possibly winning the division.
Give me the rest of the. So what's their record right now? They're 6-5, right? Is that correct? Did I get that right? I'm not looking.
Yes.
Okay. Give me the rest.
6-4. They're 6-4 in their division right now, which is second. For the conference, they're
the Jags will lead in.
What's their overall record again?
6-4.
6-4.
6-4. All right. Give me the rest of their season.
They have the Jags.
Okay.
Hold on. Just change channels. The Jaguars. They have the Broncos. Which the Broncos are playing some really nice ball.
They're playing
right
good
now.
ball. We'll talk about that momentarily.
Yep. Russell Wilson was MVP conversations. The Jets.
Yep.
The Titans.
That might be a win.
The Browns. Titans and Colts.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 9-10 win football team.
Which they've already beaten the Jaguars. They beat them in week 3, 37-17.
Yeah,
they did lose to the Colts week 2.
I can't see the Colts beating them. I could see them.
Whoa.
What?
You're not going to talk about my man Gardner Minshew like
yes,
that.
I am, because they suck.
You hate them.
They squeaked by the Patriots, who are garbage. So they're not. That's not a very good football team at this point. This is a 9. At worst, they're going to win 9 games. They're going to win 3 of the remaining schedule. And again, I just want to go back to this. Who is he throwing the ball to? You're talking about a bunch of rookies, a bunch of no-name guys, and that's where the MVP conversation for me comes back into play, because he is the most valuable player. Why? Because he is making everybody else around him better, right? You got a rookie quarterback throwing to a rookie wide receiver, throwing to a, third or fourth year tight end, to a receiver who hasn't been able to stay on a roster for the last couple of seasons in Robert Woods. Look, I like Robert Woods.
Injuries.
I like him. I like him.
Okay.
I like him.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, though, it doesn't change the fact that he's had to bounce a little bit, right?
Okay. He got a ring, though.
He's got a ring. But you're talking about a quarterback in CJ Stroud. Now, the defense is playing well, but a guy that has made everybody else around him better. This kid steps up in the pocket, delivers the football 40, 50 yards down the field on a dime, and he puts it in spots, man. It's like, I'm looking at CJ Stroud, who was a guy that came out of college, and everybody was like, I don't know. I got Ohio State fans I know that are like, I'm still not buying him, by the way.
Haters.
Still not buying this cat, by the way, as of right now, even today. And he's come out, and he's playing like a veteran. Now, could this end next week? Sure. Could he completely fall off the map and they don't win another game? Possibly. But as of right now, there is no reason to believe that CJ Stroud should not be in the MVP conversation.
He's playing with house money. He ain't got nothing to lose.
Fair.
They don't have anything.
But you can't.
I'm not doubting that.
Right. I don't disagree with you. You just can't. You can't take that into consideration because it's all about the stats at the end of the day.
I got you.
I love this kid. I think he's playing amazing. You know what he's got? He's got his balls out.
Whoa!
He's got his balls out. He's just tossing that shit down the field.
So they do have, is it John Michie, the wide receiver from Alabama who had gotten hurt, was a speedster.
Yep.
He is on their roster.
Yep.
He hasn't had a lot of catches and stuff like that. I just don't know if he's still coming back from his injury. But
is he the one
Tank Bell is that other receiver? Tank Bell.
Didn't he have?
Other than that, no idea who their receivers are.
Didn't he have like cancer or something like that? One of their receivers. One of their receivers had like some real health issues.
Okay.
I think it was the Alabama kid Michie.
May have been.
And then he missed like a year and then came back and then was like in training camp or something like that.
Yeah. All I know is this is an amazing season so far. Kudos to the both of you having picked CJ Stroud as offensive rookie of the year. I mean, again, statistically, I know I said this a couple weeks ago. I don't know that we would have necessarily assumed that these stats is what we would have been seeing from the kid. Because if we're talking about him potentially being in the MVP race, I'm sure that you can admit that right now that even the numbers he's put up so far have exceeded your expectations.
Yeah.
It is only week 12.
Oh, whoa. Now we bring it back.
We bring it back. At least somebody did.
All right.
You mentioned a guy a little while ago who is someone who has been in the discussion for MVP multiple times over the course of his career, and that's Russell Wilson.
Oh, I thought he was talking about somebody else.
No, we're not talking about anybody else. Right now, we are going to talk about Russell Wilson, though. I mean, kudos to him. Kudos to this Broncos team. I know.
You hate the Broncos.
I've been on record. It's not so much the Broncos, it's more Sean Payton, but I give credit where credit's due. This is a team, and I should have thought about this beforehand, but it's easy for me to hate on Sean Payton before I think. Sometimes I'm guilty of that, right?
And then hate the Broncos.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. However, Sean Payton does know what he's doing.
Sometimes.
This team in the Denver Broncos, a team that everybody had written off. Like, embarrassing, right? We saw this team lose by Crispy?
70. You talking about the Miami game?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hung like 70.
Well, you hung 70 on it, but Denver lost by 50. Was it 70-20? Was that the final?
Sure, it was a W. I don't care how much we beat them.
Oh,
Nah,
sure
you
you don't.
don't care.
Yeah,
Right,
no.
right.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time somebody scored 70 in a football game. So, yeah, you remember. But, the bounce back has been impressive. It's 4 wins in a row. I know that the games, statistically, when you look at the points, the differential may not be overly impressive. It was a comeback win against the Minnesota Vikings, who, by the way, with Dobbs have been playing well the last couple of weeks. So a good comeback win there. I think they were down by as many as 10. They come back to win that game. Final drive, Russell Wilson to Sutton, Cortland Sutton.
Russell Williams.
It's Williams is on the brain. I apologize. Although you don't have a Williams on your team anymore, do you?
Tim Boyle, baby.
Tim Boyle. There we go. So Russell Wilson to Cortland Sutton for the game-winning touchdown, 21-20 victory over the Minnesota Vikings. This team has won 4 in a row. and you're starting to see life. The defense is playing a little bit better. This team is playing better. We don't know what the end of this season is going to look like for the Denver Broncos. Unlikely to be a playoff team unless, of course, they just rattle off wins the rest of their games. I don't see that happening. But if they do, then we were all wrong in the beginning. And right now, we're eating a little bit of crow based on how well they played the last 4 weeks.
Not really.
No?
Because if I look at my picks, I had them third in the division. I had them with like 6 wins.
Mm-hmm. And where do they sit right now?
4 wins, right? They're like 4-6, I think, something like that.
They didn't have a win before this 4-game run?
They were really
they're
bad.
5-5 right now.
5-5. Close enough.
Okay.
I had them kind of like where they're at right now. Russell Wilson.
So right now, that should actually put them second in the division.
They are second division
behind
the Raiders.
Kansas City.
Yeah, exactly. 7-3. Vegas at 5-6, and the Chargers at 4-6.
Oh wow.
Justin Herbert, come to the Jets, please. They are wasting Justin Herbert, man.
Atlanta.
They are wasting Justin Herbert.
I like Justin Herbert in Atlanta.
In Atlanta? God.
You don't like Justin Herbert?
Oh, I love Justin Herbert. Are you
okay.
kidding me?
I thought so. I thought
Bring
you
it on.
Make faces about my man Justin Herbert.
By the way, really quickly, to go back to our previous point, Tyler did tell us that the Ravens did make the playoffs.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
The year that Lamar won MVP.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, Tyler. I don't care.
Fair enough.
The Ravens suck. I don't know. I just sorry.
You got somebody that we know who's.
It's not that. I
Talking all
just think
kinds of
Lamar Jackson is overrated.
I know
as a
you've
passer.
never been him.
I just
Never been a fan.
don't like his style of play for quarterback. There's nothing wrong with him. He's a great guy. I mean, his hair is growing somewhat. I mean, he got paid. He doesn't do very good press conferences.
Right.
What am I supposed to like about him?
I don't pay him for press conferences. I pay him to put seats in the stands and be electrifying on the field and try to win me some games.
I think the seats
That's
are
what
going
I pay him for.
I think the seats are going to be in the stands
Seats are already there.
Right. I think you put butts in
fans
seats.
in the seats.
There you go.
Butts in the seats.
Excuse me. Sorry about that pregame. So I'll check it out.
The Glizzies.
Ooh, they talking to me right now.
Okay.
You might have to edit that a little bit.
Fantastic.
It's just, he's when you think your quarterback goes to the press conference. I seen his last press conference. When they go to the podium, right? They're supposed to give honest and like well thought out stuff. Like, hey, listen, Zach Wilson sucks. You suck. I don't care what you say. When he goes to this year, when he goes to he's been taking onus of it. Like, hey, I'm not the scapegoat. I know I haven't been playing well, blah, 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 right? And giving the right answers. Your quarterback is supposed to give the right answers. Lamar just, I don't know why they did that. He doesn't even sound good at the podium. Like,
Right.
Am I right or wrong? Like, I'm pretty sure you've seen some press conferences, right?
Of course.
And listen, I'm all with for the culture. I get it. Trust me. I just don't like his style of play at quarterback. It's not sustainable because he always gets hurt.
Right.
He always gets nicked up towards the end of the year. And then what?
Yeah.
I just think he's overrated.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's going to be it's always going to be towards the end of the season where we see what happens with Lamar, right? And I think give him a little bit of slack is up until this season, because I think he's got more weapons now than he's had in the past.
Correct.
Right? Trey Flowers, is it?
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. I think Odell is nicked up again. I think he's questionable this week.
Did we not see that coming?
Oh, we always see that coming.
Okay.
At his age, and it's understandable. I'm not
correct.
It has nothing to do with Lamar. But it's just the weapons. It's frustrating as a fan of football in general. I'm not even a fan of the Ravens. It's just a fan when it's frustrating as a fan when you just watch and you say, "My goodness, like you're close, man. Like you're right there." Like
why not go get a receiver?
It's you're right there.
Why not go get a receiver?
They remind me of the Steelers, if I'm
Yes.
being honest with you. Right? Cheap. They don't want to spend the money, and it's within your grasp, dude. And it's like it's right there, and just grab it, grab a hold, and you take Lamar Jackson from here to here.
Go get a big name receiver.
Right.
AJ Brown was on the market before the Eagles did.
Yep.
D-Hop was out there.
Yep.
Hell, you could go get Larry Fitzgerald. He ain't retired yet. I love Larry. Like, I don't know, man. I don't care. I'm sorry. He got the highest completion percentage of this season. So what? What does that mean? He's only throwing dink and dunks most of the time, right? Mark Andrews always has like 80 plus catches. We get that.
Who's not going to be playing the rest of the season? That's going to be the
his security blanket is gone.
He's gone. Yep.
Let's see what he does now.
Patrick Mahomes throws it to Kelsey a lot. Hits his security blanket, so the tight end piece that's acceptable.
Yeah, but Andrew's no longer there. That's the problem.
Let's look at the Baltimore Ravens defense part of this. They've given up some points in these last few games.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think they're trying to readjust, but that is a special defense they have that I don't know if they've had that in his recent years. They finally got him paid. They had to stow away some money so that they could pay him. I'd like to see them this next year maybe potentially go and try to find a big free agent wide receiver. I'm not quite sure who it is, but I think they are now in the right trajectory. They are a very good football team. Again, they still have their bye week coming up. The rest of their schedules, I don't think too bad. They get a lot games at home, I believe. So they might get some wins coming up here.
Well,
maybe be able to rest them last week or something. And,
here's here's where they benefit, right? Here's where the Ravens benefit right now. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens benefit right now is Burrow out for the season. Deshaun Watson
out for
sucks.
Exactly.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have a crappy quarterback.
And Kenny Baby Hands Pickett can't
So
throw the ball.
They're the beneficiary of a really crappy division, and they don't have any competition there for the most part. I'm not saying it's a bad thing because football is football and injuries are injuries.
If they lose this division this year, what do we say?
Won't lose the division.
But I'm hypothetically speaking,
Right.
Because the Steelers still got what, 8 wins?
No.
The Steelers are 8
7
wins.
4. Yeah.
And beat the Browns by that miracle, right? The Browns just beat the Ravens. What they got 6, 7 wins too.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is better than the Ravens defense. If they lose this division to a rookie quarterback for the Browns, whoever the Browning kid is in Cincinnati, or Kenny Pickett, what does that say about Lamar?
I mean,
So here's the remainder of their schedule. They go to the Chargers this week.
Mm-hmm.
who?
Then they have their
Ravens?
bye. Yep.
Okay.
They go to the
Tough
Chargers.
Game. Tough game.
Then they have a bye week.
Okay.
They're at home against the Rams. They
Win.
go to Jacksonville.
Win.
They go to San Francisco.
Oh, that's a loss.
They're home against the Dolphins.
Might be a
They're
loss
home
too.
against the Steelers.
You know what? Comparatively speaking to some other teams, is like remainder of the season. That's a tougher schedule. That's a little tougher. I know that the Chargers are. I know the Chargers are underachieving
But
at
they
this
still
point right
gonna
now.
put points up.
But the Ravens have to go there. They still put up points. You never really know what's going to happen. Dolphins game. Who else did you mention?
The Rams,
Steelers.
They
Rams.
put up points too.
They'll beat the Rams.
But they put points up.
They do. They're going to lose to San Francisco. San Francisco is probably the second best team in football right now.
And then the Jags.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough game.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Based on what I've seen from the Jags the last couple seasons, I think we're in that. I think we're in that slow decline for the Jaguars right now. I don't know. I'm just the Jaguars might be the biggest anomaly in all the football because some weeks they look like they can beat just about anybody they play, and then other weeks they get absolutely just shellacked.
They just came off a 5-game win streak though, before getting blown out.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is like you never. It's just, sometimes you never really know what you're going to get with the Jaguars at this point.
Hey, so the Baltimore Ravens are 4-2 at home and 4-1 on the road.
Right.
So they travel well.
Yeah.
They had Mark
So-
Andrews all of those games, and he's not playing for the rest of the season.
Well, and that's troubling. That without question troubling. Mark Andrews is without question his number one, his go-to, his number one guy. I mean, this would be equivalent to, and you mentioned it, Crispy. You mentioned this. This would be equivalent to Kelsey going down for the entire for the remainder of the season for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, that's that equivalent as far as that security blanket goes, because Mark Andrews for Lamar Jackson is what Kelsey is for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's that comparison that you have between both of those teams at this point.
Yep.
So when Andrews went down, it was pretty early in the game, so they did have to finish the rest of that game without him.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the commentators made it, I mean, again, they were there, we weren't. We're just listening to what they share. This Isaiah Likely kid, the backup tight end that's coming in, they really like this kid, and they feel that this kid's going to be able to step it. We're not saying he's going to be Mark Andrews, but he's going to be a serviceable tight end for them. So we'll see.
I mean, I'm glad you said it before I did, because he's not Mark Andrews. I mean, that's just the reality of the thing. Because I mean,
Understandable.
Mark Andrews is an All-Pro tight end.
Arguably
it's apples and
top
oranges.
3?
Right? I mean,
in the league?
Yeah. I mean, the guy's
Okay.
amazing. No question about it. Now, again, could they surprise some people? Certainly. Could the here's what I'll say, and I'm going to go ahead and throw this in there now really quickly, and we can talk about this momentarily. Or a little bit later on, because I want to talk about the Eagles and talk about some of the best teams in the league. But there's a little bit of a seismic shift with AFC versus NFC from beginning of the season to right now, where at the beginning of the year, I would have told you definitively that the AFC is dominant.
Absolutely.
Like 100% dominant. Right now, lot's going into this. I'm not saying it's just because all of a sudden the NFC is predominantly better for one reason or another over the AFC, but between
playing better.
injuries, between a
playing
lot
better.
of things going on right now, you've got you're a little bit more top heavy in the NFC, maybe even a
Absolutely.
little bit more balanced comparatively speaking to the AFC. So the Ravens could be the beneficiary of not a very strong or not as strong an AFC as we predicted would be at the beginning of the season, especially because of Burrow out with the
Yep.
Bengals, because at the beginning of the year they weren't very good, but then they started getting better, and then
Got
all of a sudden now
healthier.
he's got the injury. Now they're toast. I mean, the
he's
Bengals
gone.
they're hosed at this point. So there's a lot of variables here. Cleveland's defense is very good, but they can't sustain that if they can't get offense going. It's like the Jets, because your defense is. I'm just saying your defense is very good, but if you're on the field 75% of the time, it
You're going to
doesn't
give up
matter
a
how
big
good
play.
you are.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
So they could be the beneficiary of this moving forward. I do want to shift gears really quickly, albeit I think this is a pretty decent transition.
Okay.
The Browns are signing Joe Flacco. Now, the reason why I want to mention this is because...
Right. F the Dolphins.
Okay. The reason why I want to mention this is because...
I didn't say it. Someone said it in chat. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Flacco is
on the practice squad now.
on the practice squad, but is going to get called up very quickly. Because the Browns starting quarterback right now is going to be on a very short leash. Let's not kid ourselves, right?
Well,
Flacco...
I'm sorry. What is Flacco going to do, and he can't move in the pocket,
Right.
when you had the rookie kid doing whatever, Robinson, Thompson, whatever his name is.
DM, what are they calling him?
Him,
DMR,
that kid.
whatever his name is. Yeah.
Or, and listen, PJ Walker is not a world changer by any means.
Right.
He can step in there and sling the rock and play marginally. That defense is elite.
Right.
Myles Garrett is having a probably defensive player of the year.
Sure.
Right?
What is happening right now? Okay, couple quick points right there when it comes to the chat. Tyler mentions that Flowers is currently the leading receiver over Mark Andrews already.
So
I get it, but Flowers is also the beneficiary of Andrews being on the field.
Bingo.
So if Andrews is not on the field, then that means the coverage then is more
shifted to him,
shifting
especially
towards
with
Flowers.
Odell not being on the game.
I don't disagree with
Okay.
what he's saying. I'm just saying that one benefits the other, and
Bingo.
without Andrews on the field, then how well does Flowers do? Look, again, Look, I'll eat crow at the end of the year. You know how much crow I've eaten over the years doing this?
lot.
I could a ton, an absolute ton. Zay Flowers may turn out to be the MVP. Who knows, right? I mean, Lamar Jackson may end up throwing to him for another 1,200 yards over the next 6 games. Who the hell knows? I have no idea. But there's a couple of other comments in here that we've gotten on YouTube Live, and we do appreciate every single one of you chiming in. Corey wants to say F the Dolphins. Corey also wants to say F Crispy.
I didn't second that one. I seconded the first one.
I'm not going to mention the last point that he brings up. We're not talking about that.
You're going to start.
I'm not doing
You're
it.
not opening up that box.
I'm not opening up Pandora's box.
No, we're going to let that one go.
Not doing that. Did the Jets miss an opportunity to bring Flacco back here?
Why would you even do that? Why would you do that?
Hey, they'd have a better chance signing Cam Newton.
Just
Cam
to piss
Newton
you off,
would do them
maybe.
better. Oh, here we go.
I'm out of here.
.com. Time for the .com.
He's on the .com couch.
Activated.
Well, I mean, look, the Browns at least got proactive about signing somebody. The Jets just decided, we're going to put Wilson as our third-string quarterback. And
We got Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle is going to be our starter. Congratulations.
I shared. Follow me
had
at Shalashashka51 on Instagram and all your socials. I shared the video of Tim Boyle and Aaron. Come on back. I love you. Aaron Rodgers in Packers camp. They're such besties.
I thought Zach Williams and Rodgers were besties.
No,
they were big brother, little brother.
Exactly.
And thanks for updating me.
Let's not talk about the Jets, all right? Because we're wasting
38.
We're wasting that defense, and it's Quincy Williams and CJ Mosley are ranked.
Just get to your point.
What?
Jets should get Cam Newton.
See, I'd be screwed.
Don't even acknowledge. Just keep going.
Next topic.
I said that week 1.
We're wasting the number 1
Crispy
and
did
2
say that
ranked.
before.
I'm not talking to him. We're wasting the number 1 and 2 ranked linebackers in the league this year.
You're wasting them?
Statistically, they are PFF rankings number 1 and number 2 linebackers.
I mean, you can't say we're wasting. I mean,
This is a wasted year.
Well, it's okay. Fair enough.
Quinnen Williams is having a
lost season, right?
Historic year for Quinnen Williams. While the sacks are not there this year, more pressures.
The pressure, sure.
More double teams, more everything, right? Jermaine Johnson's came on. We have probably the best cornerback tandem in the league.
Right.
Should have put money in that offensive line. Aaron Rodgers would still be here.
I don't think that wasn't the line's fault. It was 4 plays into the game, right? But yeah, okay. Next topic.
Whenever we start talking about the Jets, we go about like 4 minutes, and then Allah's like, next topic.
Because
I don't want to talk about
tired, man.
I'm with
moralizing.
you. It would really pain me.
It would
I
really
feel bad. We were all hyped having Aaron Rodgers in Hard Knocks. We were all like, I actually want to see this guy ball out. I drafted Garrett Wilson as a receiver because I was like, this dude's going to be next level with Aaron Rodgers.
Look, man, I'm 3-8.
Show host.
I'm 3-8, arguably because I drafted Aaron Rodgers in my draft.
And
in fantasy football.
Can we talk about something else?
No, we can't. Not yet.
Why
He
not?
hadn't even talked fantasy.
Why are we talking this?
All I want to say is I agree. All I
That's
want
what
to say is I agree with Crispy that at the beginning of this season, I watched Hard Knocks. You pressured me. I watched it. I loved it.
It was amazing.
And I was hyped for Rodgers to be there, for them to play well, for this to be one of those seasons where Hard Knocks, Rodgers, they play well, and it's this storyline that we could continue to talk about in a positive way all season long. Look, man, I feel you, dude. I do, right? And I know it sucks. All I'm saying is I hope he comes back. I hope it's this season because I still think there's an opportunity here. But if they don't win the next couple of games, I don't think that they do bring him back because what's the point of of putting that pressure on him to come back this quickly from this injury if they don't have a shot at making the playoffs. That's all I'm trying to say. Allah doesn't want to talk about it anymore. He's going to pout on the .com couch.
Next topic.
We're going to get to the next topic.
Thank you.
You're a child.
Yep.
You're really struggling with this, aren't you?
No, I just don't want to talk about that
But
anymore.
this is part of what we do.
No, not talk about the Jets anymore.
Yeah, we talk about the Jets.
Nope.
Should have signed Joe.
You know what? Nobody.
Should have signed Joe.
Joe Flacco can't even move.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's 30. He's 38.
He's got a quick
years
release,
old.
man.
When's the last time he even plays?
Stop it.
He's got a quick release, man.
No,
Let
he
it go.
doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Joe
Maybe the
Flacco
Falcons-
has one of the slowest releases in the league.
No, he doesn't.
His wind up.
That long. Yeah, he's got that long.
What's
motion.
wrong with you?
He's got a quick release, man.
Something's wrong. I don't know what you've been watching.
You know what? He's better than Tim Boyle.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
100%
No, he's
better
not.
than Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle.
You know what I want? You know what I want right now? Because
Ain't not better than Trevor Siemian.
you didn't want to talk about this anymore.
Trevor Siemian's our number 2 now.
I want Flacco to come in and ball for the Browns, and then you're going to rue the day you said you didn't want Joe Flacco coming back.
Goddamn Joe Flacco.
Oh,
Joe Flacco. This is not what year they won?
Ow, my ears are burning.
What year they won?
My ears are burning.
In 12?
My ears are
That's when
burning.
they won the Super Bowl. When did Ray ride off into the sunset?
Something like that.
Ooh, I got a story about that Super Bowl.
Oh my.
Right. First of all, it was fixed, but that's another story.
Oh, here we go. All right, we are going to change subjects.
They didn't want Kaepernick to get a ring. All right, I'll say it. Exactly.
Nope, that was not the reason. It was
No.
because the Superdome couldn't pay its electric bill.
Right. Beyonce blew the lights out.
Oh, was that Super
That
Bowl?
was that Super Bowl.
Oh.
And that was a great halftime performance. She blew the lights out. They didn't want Cap to win. The NFL's rigged, okay?
We don't
Next topic.
We don't want to talk about that Super Bowl this show, do we, Crispy? Do we want to not? Do we want to?
Not this episode.
Not this episode. All right. There's a story about that Super Bowl that that might take a while. I don't want to get into that. It's a story of a Super Bowl party that took place at my house that lives in infamy. There was about 30 people there that witnessed it, and
Some of us may remember more of it than others.
everybody else except me. Apparently, I was a highlight reel. So
I don't know.
Next topic.
we'll talk about that.
Thank you.
All right. So college football playoff scenarios: who's in and who's out. Now, this may be something that Crispy doesn't want to talk about because
That was disgusting.
what? That was, dude. I saw that. I was like, oh my god, oh my god.
And I paused it at the time where it like leaned
did you
over.
really?
I said, "Oh no, yeah, nope."
Unpause.
Yep.
Unpause.
Just-
Unpause.
disgusting.
Right now, AP top 25, the 4 that matter currently, because that's basically what happens at the end of the season. Georgia at number 1, Ohio State at number 2, Michigan at number 3, Washington at number 4. Rounding out the top 10, you've got Florida State at 5, Oregon 6, Texas 7, Alabama 8, Louisville 9, and Missouri at 10. On the outside looking in, a couple of other teams: Penn State, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, LSU, Oregon State. The list goes on and on and on. So when we look right now at the top 5, of course, the top 4 are the ones that get in. All the top 5 are undefeated, including Florida State. And Crispy, I know this may be somewhat painful, not as painful for you as it is for your starting quarterback. However,
Ooh, that's a dig. You can't do that.
it's real. It's real. However, starting quarterback goes down. Florida State on the outside looking in, based on the AP top 25.
Oh, come on. Yeah, I knew that was coming too.
Yeah, you definitely knew that was coming. Here's where it gets interesting. This weekend coming up is rivalry week, right? You've got the Georgia and Georgia State. You've got
Y'all playing
Georgia
Georgia
State. I said Georgia State.
Georgia State.
Georgia Tech. You've got Florida State.
Got even weaker.
You've got you've got all of these rivalry games coming up, right? You've also got Ohio State, Michigan.
Ooh. That's a big one.
For all intents and purposes, whoever loses this game
They're out.
should be out.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well,
Right. I know. That's not always been the case in the past.
Well, they will be because they're not SEC teams. So, that keep going.
Florida and Florida State do battle. Whether it's Ohio State or Michigan that loses, if Florida State beats Florida, Ohio State, Michigan lose, does that automatically mean Florida State's in? One of those other two are out? Like, just tell me your thoughts right now on Florida State, state of the team right now, what you think happens from here.
So we still have to play in the ACC championship game as well. And we're going to be playing Louisville, number 9 Louisville. So we're not a shoo-in for this. So we still got to get it, Florida should be a tough game. Is there a video clip playing? Is that a video clip?
I don't think that's a video clip. Oh, cool.
I thought a toilet was flushing. And you were trying to insinuate that's my season going down the drain.
Whoa!
Well done, Christian.
Jesus.
Yeah, so we still got Florida this week. It's a rivalry game. Who cares what the rankings are? It should be a very close game. And then we got to play Louisville in Charlotte. I'm trying to see maybe I can go to that game. Who knows?
Oh,
but
okay.
It'd be interesting to see. We win that. I like our chances. Washington, what's their path? Do they have to play Oregon in the Pac-12? I mean, what are they doing? What's Washington got to do left?
They're in the Pac-16, first of all.
Pac-26.
And I don't know who they're playing because nobody watches any of the games.
Well, we still have the Pac-12 left, right? It's the last season of it.
Yep.
So who's Oregon playing? Is it Oregon, Washington? Are they playing for the
Probably.
Pac-12? So I'd want to try to find out what that game looks like.
Utah lost a couple games, right?
Well, won't it be? Shouldn't it be Oregon State this weekend, right?
Yep.
Washington and Washington State.
I'm
assuming so.
Everybody don't play the state.
Well, but besides Ohio State, Michigan, pretty much everybody else does.
No, because Penn State's playing Michigan State
at number 4, Washington, and they show they're determined is the December 1st game. So they're playing someone December 1st. I guess we're waiting to see who wins to get into that. So is that going to be? I'm trying to pull up the standings right now. Washington's at 8-0, Oregon's at 7-1, Arizona's at 6-2. So I guess if some way Oregon loses, Arizona wins, there's some way that Arizona could get in. But
listen,
I'm thinking Oregon, Washington. Oregon wins that. Now we got possibly 3 teams with 1 loss.
That's what he's hoping for, so they can sneak on in there.
I don't want to sneak in. I want to get in there legit. I want to win out. I want to be undefeated, and I want to play Georgia first round and see where we stack up against them. I want to play the best.
Have no quarterback now, so
that's all right. Neither do the Jets. But they're still.
What does that have to do with what? Are we talking college? See, this is why
talk about hurt quarterbacks.
This is why we don't. This is why we don't. This is why I don't talk. This is
hey,
why I just sit.
You do play your talking.
Our coach has always said it's next man up, and I know that's the old cliche and things like that. But
100%.
This quarterback that we have, he's a young quarterback. He's going to be playing for us next year, anyways. Why not get some playing time now? Let's see what he's made of. Maybe this sets us up for being successful next year, getting these couple of games out, playing in these big moments, and we'll see what happens.
You know what? Now I agree. Louisville is definitely beating Florida State. Thank you.
That's fine.
I don't even like
They're a
Louisville.
good team.
I'm just saying
They're a good team.
And not Louisville. They're called Louisville. And they're definitely beating Florida State now.
It should be a good game.
Should be. We'll see. There's a lot of scenarios right now. This is that best time of the year when it comes to college football because everybody's asking the question, what if? Right? So what if this happens or what if that happens? And if this team loses and this team wins, does this team get in? And then, of course, at the end of the day, we're still at the mercy of the committee, right? And this is something that I've said for years is that at the beginning, when we had the committee before, when it was only 2 teams, the committee's deciding on 2 teams. Then all of a sudden, for years, everybody's pining for a playoff. Everybody says, oh, we want a playoff. Give us a playoff. We need a playoff. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. We'll give you 4 teams. We'll play 2 semis, and then we'll end up with a championship game. And everybody's like, oh, cool. Great.
No.
It's so
No,
easy.
you can't appease anybody in college football.
But here's my point though. Is it didn't, but they did for a while, because all of a sudden all that happened was everybody said, look, not everybody's you and me and this guy over here. The reality is a lot of people just needed somebody to tell them, hey, we're giving you a playoff.
Right.
And then everybody's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, and
Right?
then it's going to be Bama, LSU, and then it was going to be Clemson and Ohio State.
Or Notre Dame.
And that was it for like the first 4 years.
Right. But that my point being is, but you also recognize, you've said yourself, the SEC is king when it comes to college
Absolutely.
football. However, the committee, there's still a committee. It's like, yeah, we're giving you a playoff, but there's still a committee who ultimately decides who the top 4 teams are. So, surprise, we're giving you 2 more teams and we're calling it a playoff. But at the end of the day, there's still a committee deciding who those 4 teams are. Starting next season, we're going to get 16. Are we going to 16 next year? Is that right? Is it next year? I believe
Did you
it
say
is.
16?
Yeah. What are we jumping to next year?
I don't know. Maybe 12? I don't know. I don't know if it's 16.
I'm pretty there is a
64,
jump.
like the men's college basketball.
God, please
my
don't do
God.
that.
64. Put them
Well,
all in there.
That will never work when it comes to football. That will never happen when it comes to football. I know that there's a jump next season. We need to find out what that is. I know that it's next year. You're probably right, Chrissy. It's probably 12.
I think it's 64 because then Syracuse and Rutgers got a shot.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 12-team
It's 12 teams, okay.
bracket.
Too much.
I thought I saw where they showed, like,
12.
if they did
Yep.
it today, you know.
Yeah. So it's 12 teams next year. The question is going to become who's ultimately making. Is it going to be sort of like
It's going to be the same teams.
the top 8 get in, and then there's still going to be 4 decided based on a committee? I don't know. I haven't read all the rules. It changes every year. I'll get to it when I get to it next season.
6 of them is going to be SEC teams.
The reality right now is Ohio State, Michigan. And the weird part about college football is, which is also kind of fun at the same time, is if this is a close game between both of these teams, if it's a good game, a close game, high-scoring game, the committee is going to have a decision to make whether or not either one of those teams, despite the loss, gets in, because it's not the first time we've ever seen a one-loss team still get into the top 4. Obviously, chips have to fall a certain way for that to happen, but it still could, because depending on what happens with Florida State, they're a quarterback down at this point. They have to play Florida. They should still win that game, but if they end up losing the ACC championship game to Louisville, I don't think jumps high enough to get into the top 4. At that point, then if it's Washington and Oregon, what happens in that game? Because Washington right now is in the driver's seat. If Oregon beats them, but yet Ohio State and Michigan, the loser is close, does Oregon leapfrog a Michigan or Ohio State to get into the top 4?
Politics.
You see what I'm saying?
Politics.
Oh, 100%. It's about TV. It's about how many people are going to watch the game.
Of course.
If it comes down to a one-loss team, you got to keep the loser of Michigan, Ohio State, because they're either going to lose to the number 1 or the number 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if Michigan loses and Harbaugh can't come back, do they sneak him in there before he leaves and rides off into the sunset? There's a lot of intrigue. We ain't talking
Sure.
about the Harbaugh situation.
Right. Yeah.
Free my man Harbaugh.
free Harbaugh.
They just, it's all politics.
If Ohio State
Bull.
loses this game, is that 4 in a row? 4 in a row? No, no. Listen,
Cares?
you care.
I don't.
If Ohio State loses this game to Michigan, I believe that's 4 losses in a row. Ohio State's coach, gone. He will be fired.
Who is he?
Who is he?
Don't care.
I don't know his name off the
I
top.
don't know him neither.
I did know earlier today. I don't remember right now.
Brian Hartline
been a long
for
day.
coach at Ohio State. He might be.
I don't know.
He's in the wings.
You think so?
He's putting 77 receivers in the league.
That's true.
That's what's making Ohio State go. All them
he's
receivers they got. They just keep rolling them out.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Brian Hartline, Miami Dolphins player.
That's right.
See, I'll give props. but
Brian Hartline. Haven't
even though
heard that
F
name
the
in a while.
Dolphins. Even though F the Dolphins.
Monday Night Football.
So
Chiefs.
Michigan's won the last 2.
They've won the last 2. Okay, so it'll be 3 losses in a row if Michigan wins. All right, so Monday Night Football, Chiefs, Eagles, rematch of the Super Bowl, which, of course, we know the Chiefs won. Philly, in an ugly game, squeaks out the win against the Chiefs.
I fell asleep. I'm going to tell you the truth.
I did too.
MVS, this poor guy, he runs great routes. He knows how to get behind.
I didn't know who you was talking about.
I did the acronym.
Until I realized.
Yeah, I did the acronym.
The guy that dropped the pass.
Yeah, the guy that dropped the pass.
Yeah.
He can get behind defenses, has always been able to do so since the beginning of his career. He's quick. He runs great routes.
He's big, too.
He's got no hands.
Sheesh.
I mean.
He bobbled it twice.
Thank you, Corey. It's Ryan Day, the head coach at Ohio State. Please put some stickum on this kid's hands. Something.
He had gloves on, too.
I know he did.
Twice.
That last pass by Mahomes.
That was I seen the highlights. It was a beautiful pass. On the money.
Perfect. He fell. Like, had he caught the ball, because he didn't, but had he caught the ball, he would have hit the ground at the 1 and then just rolled into the end zone because the defender wasn't close enough to touch him down.
He had him beat by like 2 steps.
Exactly. I mean, what more does Mahomes have to do to help his receivers? I mean, he's like, hey, man, I'm putting it there. Just go catch it. Just do what you get paid, the millions of dollars you do to get due.
Did you see, on topic, but off topic, did you see the juke move that Rice put on Slay?
100%.
Slay tweeted, he said, I'm gonna have to sue him because I got kids out there.
Yeah, he put a move. Yeah. It was nice.
I wouldn't have showed my face for a little bit. Like, yo, dog.
You know what? I give Slay credit for that though, right? I mean, just be like, you know what? Hey, I got broken down. Like, put me in a wheelchair. I'm out for a few. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I would have went to the blue tent for a second. Like, oh man, no, I'm back now.
Oh, my neck and my back.
Yeah.
Right now, obviously Philly comes out with the win. Again, neither team played extremely well. Jalen Hurts did not throw a touchdown pass, but ended up rushing for 2 with an interception on the season. Again, this guy's still in the MVP discussion. I get it, right? He's had a pretty decent year. This is a team that we've talked about since the beginning of the year that's like, all right, you're okay, but you're not great. This team's only got 1 loss.
Who they lost to?
They're 9-1. I don't know who they lose to. Who they lose to?
Who, the Eagles?
Yeah.
This is the one time we'll talk about the Jets.
Who they lose to?
To the Jets.
Oh, so now you want to talk about
No, I said that's the only team they lost to.
Oh.
That's all we got this year is
Oh.
the win against the Eagles. We almost beat the Chiefs, and now we suck.
So we done talking about the Jets now?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Back to regular
back to reality. I still think that the Eagles are the best team in football. I still think that the 49ers are it's like a 1-on-1A.
You think that?
I do.
Why?
Still do. I told
you my number 1 team.
Because they're the most complete team in football.
I told you my number 1 team.
You're a Lions fan. I get it.
There you go.
You're a Lions guy. I get that. I still think that this game, I still think the Chiefs will figure it out. I still think this is a Super Bowl preview. I said at the beginning of the season, I thought that these 2 teams will go back, and I think they will again. I do have Philly winning this time around. The Chiefs will figure it out. They have no choice but to figure it out. They're not far away because the defense, and this was one of the things that we didn't think they'd necessarily have at the beginning of the year, but that defense is playing really, really well.
Detroit's defense is playing really well, too.
You just want to keep throwing your thing in there?
The Chiefs haven't scored a touchdown in the second half in 3 straight games.
In 3 straight games, I know. It's wild.
Because they don't have
That's
receivers.
a problem.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem if they can't score in the second half.
And they didn't go out, and that was one of the things I said they really probably needed to do when it came to
Get DeAndre Hopkins.
They had to get somebody. They had to do something by the deadline. Go get yourself another receiver, a sure-handed guy. He doesn't even have to be a deep threat. He doesn't have to be a speed guy. Just give me a guy that's going to get me first downs. I need a guy that's got sure hands that's going to give me a first down.
DeAndre Hopkins.
I mean, but DeAndre Hopkins can get behind receivers, like
I
behind
agree.
corners. I
Well,
mean,
and
get
they
behind defenses.
Who like all the teams that passed on him? It was crazy.
But he also didn't he take less money to go to Tennessee?
Yeah, I think that was the PEDs talking.
Thanks. Okay. So we've got a couple more comments.
The Ravens, man.
For
I
some
said that
reason,
7
Corey
times
doesn't
now.
want us to talk about Hurts. I
He
don't
must
know
have.
why.
He must have. Oh, we will not say the F word because then that's gonna make Mr. Cookie Man over there happy.
What are you doing?
Cookie time.
Terrible.
Jason reaches out to us and says that we're sleeping on the Ravens. I mean, here's my thing, Jason. Show me.
He's a Commandos
Look,
fan,
man,
so
it's a
that don't
show
make
me
a
thing
difference.
when it comes to the Ravens, right? They've been close. They played well. Again, the Mark Andrews thing concerns me. I don't know how, as a Ravens fan, you wouldn't be concerned about this, right? I don't know. I don't know if you're sticking your head in the sand, if it's one of those things where it's like, oh, we don't need Mark Andrews. Dude, you've needed Mark Andrews the entire time he's been there.
He's not a Ravens fan.
I don't care what he is.
He's a Commandos.
It doesn't
fan.
matter. It doesn't matter what he is.
His quarterback has the most passing yards in the league.
I don't know who that is. I don't care. I don't care.
Sam Howell.
I don't care.
Scary Terry. Terry McLaurin's having a good year too.
Nice.
If it's
Oh, yeah,
not
he's
the
nice.
Eagles, if the
Ohio State.
if the Eagles aren't the best team in football, who's the best team in football?
I said it. The Lions.
Okay, Crispy.
Because I have them in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go with the 49ers.
You got the 49ers?
I think they're gonna be. Yeah, I got the 49ers and Jaguars in the Super Bowl.
What's the common thread?
Jaguars.
What's the common
I
thread?
know.
What's the common thread between the three of us?
NFC.
All in the NFC.
NFC.
All NFC
Yeah.
teams.
Hey, listen. I hate the
It's
Cowboys
changed.
too. I hate the Cowboys too, but the Cowboys are playing really good too.
They're playing good ball. They're playing good ball.
Lions, Cowboys, Lions, Niners, Cowboys, Eagles.
Last topic before we get into our top five, which, by the way, our top five TV series, not sitcom.
Yeah,
Sitcom,
not
that's
sitcom, crispy.
That's another show. Sitcoms get their own due.
Yup,
They get their own show. They get their own top five.
yup. And Martin goes at number 1. But keep going.
That does not necessary right now.
Sorry.
I just want to talk a little bit about the NBA before we get out of here.
Oh my gosh, not the NBA.
You love the NBA.
I do. I don't love them courts.
You talk about the
They still disgusting.
So we have our first team into the playoff tournament.
Oh, we do.
Yes.
Enlighten me, please. I'm not paying attention.
It's the Indiana Pacers.
Oh, the Pacers.
Yeah. It was a wow. Wait until you see the highlights of this game. It was a final of 157 to 152, I think, or something like that.
Please tell me that
Against
game
the-
went into overtime.
No, that was regular. And that was your Atlanta Hawks in that game.
Well, damn.
The Hawks.
So the
you
Hawks
guys
are out.
you guys hung 46 on them in the second period.
Yeah, the Hawks.
And still managed to lose by 5.
Well, then they turned around and hung 46 on you in the third.
Nice.
because they ain't got nobody.
Who?
The Hawks.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Pacers.
I don't really know that the Knicks are much better, but that's fine.
Stop it, man. We done blew y'all out already, so stop it.
You blew us out already.
Yep,
Gotcha.
we beat y'all.
Okay, cool.
We're
That's-
sixth. We're sixth in the East.
You guys are world beaters. You're the best team in basketball.
Yeah, I just saw them beat the Hornets.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Great.
Yup.
The Celtics
I don't care about Celtics.
playing like the best team in basketball. They are playing like the best team in basketball. In fact, I'm pretty sure they are the best team in basketball. Are they not the best team in basketball?
It's too early.
It's never too early to talk about this. If it was always too early to talk about this, we just wait
We didn't
until
even
every
hit-
respective sport's end of season.
We
before
didn't even
start
hit
talking.
20 games yet. We got
Yeah,
82
they're
of them
11
things.
Yeah, they're 11-3. Got the Sixers and Bucks at 10-4.
The Sixers have played
Timberwolves-
better without James Harden, so I don't know. Maxey dropped 50.
Knicks are the 7 seed currently at 8-6.
That's 'cause
Hawks
we-
are
that's
the
'cause we-
9
that's 'cause
seed
we
at
lost the
6
other day.
Okay. Sweet. Where are the Heat right now, by the way?
We're the 4 seed.
Respect.
What's our record?
We're on 9-5. We're 8-2. We're 8-2 in our last 10.
Ooh, they got one more win than us. Ooh.
Oh, he was just asking me the rankings.
I can't wait
just
till we play.
asked.
I can't wait till we play though.
You sure?
Traylon Brunson will get him 40.
Okay. Mark that down right here. You heard it here first.
40.
All right.
Hey,
So Jason's letting us know the C's just lost to the Hornets. I mean, it's not like I thought the Celtics
And we beat
were
the
gonna-
Hornets.
I just didn't think that the Celtics are going to win every game. But that's cool. I appreciate it.
And we beat the Hornets.
Congratulations. That
Thank
make
you.
you better
So we
than
better than the Celtics.
Okay. See, that's your man logic right there. You're an idiot.
they
But
kept
the
on
C's-
playing that. They kept on playing that highlight of when Tatum was talking about, he wanted to play for all the away games because you never know when someone's going to be in the stands, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he mentioned the Hornets, and so the Hornets actually beat him on that game that he played in, kind of thing. So I saw that on the socials a good little bit today. They kept on referencing that soundbite that he shared.
Right. Why we ain't talking about Draymond?
Draymond putting people in headlocks.
I mean,
Hey.
but I guess for me, it's kind of like this is Draymond being Draymond.
Hey, he had to help Clay.
He did.
Did Mama call him Clay? I'm gonna call him
I'm
Clay.
gonna call him Clay.
He had to go help Clay.
Put Gobert in a headlock.
That was like
Little UFC chokehold.
his eyes was popping out his
He's
head.
like, wait, whoa, dude, whoa.
His hands was like this.
He's like,
Is he like 7'1", 7'2"?
help me,
Draymond's like 6'5". How do you even let him choke you out that quick?
Draymond's a little taller than 6'5".
He's like 6'6".
I'm pretty sure Draymond's more like 6'9".
He's like 6'1".
Okay, 6'1". That's a huge disparity, but that's cool. The Boston Celtics are playing good basketball right now, right? We know that we've only played approximately 20% of the season, if that.
5 games.
The Celtics offense for me is their biggest concern because defensively they play good ball, right? We know that they can play good ball defensively.
While Kristaps Porzingis is healthy because he might get hurt soon.
Right. Now, things aren't like crazy different with the Celtics right now offensively than they were with Brad Stevens. The
6'6".
offensive tendencies are mainly intact, but those tendencies they've yielded great regular season results, but frustrating postseason outcomes. And one of the biggest reasons for me is the offense is perimeter oriented. That's the biggest issue I have with the Boston Celtics.
Not perimeter oriented. They got 2 ISO players in Brown.
Right.
Brown and Tatum.
If you're perimeter oriented, then you don't have that many pick and rolls, right? And so therefore you operate in the same motion principles for low pick and roll.
Yeah.
And so when they stall, here's my point. So when they do stall, this is why I say that they're more perimeter oriented. So when they do stall,
They start jacking threes.
then they start flipping the ball around the perimeter until they decide who it is going to actually jack it
Who's
out.
going to go?
So
Exactly.
hence they're a little bit more perimeter oriented for me. I should have prefaced it by saying they're perimeter oriented when things stall out. For them,
Absolutely.
right.
I get you.
So that's my concern. That they had that late collapse against the Hornets on Monday, right? And that's what starts happening. Now Porzingis is playing better ball than I've seen him play of late. I think he's got a good thing going right now, chemistry wise. But right now they're playing good ball. Now they're going to be a lot of their success is going to be predicated on playing good defense and giving themselves like second chance opportunities because they're a good offensive rebounding team. But they've got to get more things together when it comes to the offense, especially on pick and rolls. And they should be able to do that with a guy like Porzingis. Like this is where I'm having a hard time understanding why their offense hasn't evolved around utilizing him in that role.
Because they don't have a point guard. Well, they do. Drew Holiday's actually playing really good defense.
Right.
But
Which is what he's known for.
they don't have another big.
Right.
KP can't play 30-plus minutes a game anymore.
100%.
And Al Horford is 172 years old.
But it still amazes me how well the guy plays ball.
He still look like he's like 20.
Right.
He's 172 years old.
He does.
It's early in the season still. We talked about the longevity of this.
Yeah.
I just don't see how they're able to do this the entire season.
Because they play, I said this before the season, they play their star players too many minutes.
Right.
and then expect them to go score 30. And then expect them to defend too, because they're good defenders. They're not great defenders. They're good defenders.
Right.
And then you lost the heart. You lost Marcus Smart for nothing. You brought in Drew. It's a meshing period that has to go there. You banking on KP's old defensive prowess because he hasn't been healthy, and you put nothing else there.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, ultimately, this is a team that, based on how they're built, how they play, they'll perform well in the regular season.
Absolutely.
It's when we get to the playoffs
And they'll
things are
choke
gonna
in
get
the
different.
playoffs.
Right. And that's what they do.
Because Boston, I said it. Top 5 list, baby.
Top 5 list.
Boston's 2-0 against the Knicks so far this season.
It doesn't matter.
And they've already beaten the Heat, and they've already beaten the Sixers. So they have been beaten all the top teams so far in the season.
They're playing good ball right now. We're 17% into the season.
Thank you.
They're playing good ball.
Thank you.
I'll give them credit
for admitting that we're 17% into the season.
I mean, it's
yes.
I did the math.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's get into it. This is what we do at the end of every show. Top 5 TV series. I want to clarify, we are not doing sitcoms.
Thank you.
Sitcoms, comedies do not have any part of this particular series, do not have any part of this top 5. We are just simply talking top 5 television series. That includes regular television, if you'd like, if you're a CSI person or whatever the case may be, right? We're talking CBS, ABC, NBC, or if you're talking about television series when it comes down to Showtime, HBO, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right?
Ooh.
But not sitcoms, no comedies.
I got an honorable mention then if you said I could put a Showtime show in there.
So who's going first? Crispy, you want to go first?
Yeah, let me go first. That way it's out of the way. Then you guys can actually talk real TV series and stuff here.
That's true because he is an ESPN guy. So if it's not ESPN, he has a hard time.
This is weak for me.
The Ocho.
This is a weak topic.
The Ocho.
Weak topic for me. All right, so number 5 for me. This show it's called How It's Made. It's on the Discovery Channel. Something I really enjoy watching because, I'm curious of how things are made, and I've seen some really amazing stuff over the years. So number 5 for me is How It's Made. Number 4, this was on the Discovery Channel as well, I believe, but it's called Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe.
I have heard that show. All right, that show's I've seen a few episodes. It's interesting.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed Dirty Jobs. Number 3 is Hard Knocks on HBO.
Okay. All right. Ala, you can't get down with Hard Knocks?
Number 2 for me is ESPN 30 for 30s. Any of them. I've seen them all. ESPN 30 for 30s. I love them. I love them all. And then my number 1
Please tell me this is not sports related, for the love of God.
Number 1 for me is any of the NFL Network football lives.
Oh my God. Man, you know what, man? Just don't say anything. Ala, don't say a word right now.
I couldn't even hear. I didn't have no help. What happened?
Just don't say anything. You don't even need to hear it.
I was talking to my imaginary friend over here.
Please don't say anything. Crispy?
My top 5.
Crispy?
It's what I watch.
I get it. I gotta give this. This isn't coming from Ala. This isn't coming from anybody else. This is an epic fail. I'm just letting you know.
There's no right or wrongs here. These are just what we prefer, right?
I mean, I get that.
This is crazy. I got bashed from my list.
But we
check them cookies.
Jason just hit us up on the chat and said, "Please check the cookies."
It was them glizzies he ate earlier.
I don't know if it's the glizzies, the cookies, a combination of both. I don't know what's happening right now.
I wrote this top 5 last week when we were talking about what we were doing.
You wrote it last week, and you stood by that 6 days later.
This is what I watch.
All right, man.
You know what? Christian's list was better than that.
I didn't think I'd ever hear that.
Christian.
Oh my goodness. All right. Ala, go ahead, man.
Whew.
I'm still reeling over here. I need a drink. I should have brought my whiskey.
All right, I got an honorable mention. Your Honor on Showtime.
I have not seen that yet,
It
but
is
I'd like to.
really, really good.
All right, cool.
We're
Starting with number 5.
Number 5.
All right, good. I'm glad we got it clarified. I always have to do this with you because you usually
I was
start
about
with
to start at the top.
I know you were. I know you were.
All right, you're gonna laugh at this one.
Oh, jeez.
It's a personal favorite.
Oh, shit.
Pretty Little Liars. It's a great show.
My daughter watches that show.
I love that show. I've seen every season. I love all the Little Liars. I know who A is. I figured it out beforehand. I was hooked. All right. Number 4.
I can't wait to tell my daughter that you're a Pretty Little Liars fan.
I seen the spinoff too. They have a spinoff on HBO Max.
I'm sure
I
she's
watched it.
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna bond over that.
All right, cool.
Number 4.
We're going to be in one room watching football, and the two of you are going to be in the other room watching Pretty Little Liars.
Yep. So here's Allison. What are you laughing at? Allison, Emily. I forgot the other girl's name because she was dating the professor.
I never
was her
did find
teacher.
out who A was, but don't spoil it for me.
I could tell you.
Don't tell me right now.
All right. Number 4. House.
Okay.
I love House.
Okay.
Really good show.
One of the very entertaining shows. However,
It did not end very well.
I will tell you this. I read this. I watched this thing and I read it. One of the, if not the most medically inaccurate shows of all medical shows that have ever been aired on television.
Correct.
Right.
But Dr. Gregory House told us the most honest thing. Everybody lies.
Cool.
Right?
Yep. Moving on.
Number 3. Law and Order SVU.
Okay. Good show.
The greatest show.
Never seen the whole thing, but good show. I've seen several episodes.
It's 23 seasons in,
I
man.
know.
Come on now.
Have you
Catch
seen
up.
it all?
Yes.
Every episode.
I go back and watch them even when they play the marathons.
Oh my God. Okay.
I love Law and Order SVU.
All right.
Mariska Hargitay, baby. Game of Thrones.
That's number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
It ended bad.
No, it
Don't
didn't.
get me wrong.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, that was a terrible ending.
No.
Why-
We could dedicate an entire show on that topic.
Why did she kill the Night King?
Other people may not have seen this. Why are you ruining it for them?
Why
Right
did the dragon look fake? Why was it
There's a
so
dragon?
dark in the fight?
There's fighting.
Oh my gosh. Oh, he didn't watch TV. I forgot. All right. Number 1, you already know what it is.
now? I already know what it is.
So are they fighting dragons?
We're moving on. Number 1.
The Wire.
There we go.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Tell them we back up, baby.
All right.
That's a better list than I thought it was going to be.
Come on now. I watch TV.
Not a bad list.
I watch TV.
Not a bad list.
I could have put The Walking Dead on there.
It's a good show.
I could have put A Night Of, and they only did one season. And
We
that was
could have
really
done
good.
this. We could have done a top 25 easily.
Could have got The Sopranos in there.
Should have gotten the Sopranos in there.
Overrated, but could have got that in there.
Can throw something at you.
Oh, I could have got Weeds. I really love Weeds.
Great show.
Weeds was my show.
Borderline comedy.
I
just forgot-
correct,
Right.
correct, but
I just remembered another show.
Uh-oh.
What about Forensic Files?
Good show. Good show.
That's my honorable mention.
It's a good show.
Forensic Files.
I could have got Naked and Afraid in there too.
Never watched it.
I love Naked and Afraid.
Never watched it.
Survival.
Right.
The Wire, Simpsons, SVU, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad. Not a bad list.
Not a bad list.
But it don't have Pretty Little Liars on there.
But Simpsons is on there, and we're not doing comedies because that's considered a comedy.
Correct.
Right.
Because I would
But
put Family
good
Guy
list.
on mine.
Good list.
My comedy list should be better. My sitcom should be better.
Now, I want to say this. I also kept, because I could have put this in my top 5. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I kept. You guys will probably know what it is because I don't watch a lot of reality TV.
Oh my god.
But I kept it out because I also kind of like sitcoms. I kind of keep it like reality TV should almost have its own list too. Does that fair?
Mm-hmm.
So I kept this show out of it, even though I love the show.
Real Housewives.
No. No. Should I just tell you what it is? As my honorable mention, even though it's not going to go in there because it's a reality show.
Mike
it's
and
the
Mike.
only reality show I watch.
Mike and Mike.
Is that a reality show?
I don't know. The Ultimate Fighter.
No. The Amazing Race. I love that show.
Okay.
They travel the world. I think it's really cool. See a lot of cool shit. So,
Nope. That's
all right.
I got you. Go.
You know what I'm saying?
List.
All right, top 5. My number 5, The X-Files. I like sci-fi. The last couple seasons of The X-Files, they look like they were reaching.
See, that's a lot of shows. They don't end the best.
First 4, and a lot of shows don't. The first 4 or 5 seasons of The X-Files, though,
was it
pure genius.
Was it Mulder and Scully?
Yeah, dude.
See, look.
Great show.
Yeah,
Great show. And they actually did a really good job with the movie. I will say that. My number 4, Band of Brothers, a 10-part miniseries, HBO, phenomenal. One of, if not the most, see if I remember this correctly. I've got it in my notes. It is at a cost of $120 million. Band of Brothers is the most expensive original programming venture in HBO's history.
Before Game of Thrones.
Still the most expensive venture in HBO's history. Also considered to be the most historically accurate World War II project.
I gotta go watch that.
It's a 1 season, 10 parts. That's it. It is absolutely phenomenal.
It's not Pretty Little Liars though.
It's definitely not. That's the only thing I'm going to say. It's definitely not Pretty Little Liars.
I'm gonna watch it.
Jason tells us X-Files, fire. Love that. Number 3, one of the more underrated shows that HBO ever came out with, because all of these other shows got all of the notoriety between Game of Thrones, between The Sopranos, between all this. Which one?
Oz.
Dude. Oz is absolutely phenomenal. That show set the tone for all these future prison type shows that you ever saw on TV. By the way, there are 10 cast members from Oz that are on The Wire.
I know.
Just so you know.
I know.
Absolutely phenomenal show. If you haven't seen it, you got to check out Oz. Absolutely amazing. My number 2, same as your number 2.
Is that a runoff of The Wizard of Oz?
Oh my gosh.
It's definitely the cookies.
Yes.
Please don't tell me that. Please don't say that. That's rude. That's just rude.
Crazy.
That was rude.
That was crazy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Wizard of Oz is way better.
This is coming from somebody who chose the
That's not a
30 for 30s.
series, though. That's not
That
a
is
series,
eating
though.
snowman cookies and glizzies. Number 2, same as your number 2, Game of Thrones. I thought the last season was great. I thought the ending was phenomenal. I thought it was purely poetic. I absolutely loved it. A huge fan. By the way, I can't wait to potentially put the next show,
House of Dragons.
This could potentially be on the list in a few seasons because the first season was phenomenal.
House of Dragons.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The first season was great. I can't wait for the next season, which, by the way, I think is supposed to be next spring. So
Who knows?
very excited about
They got
that.
pushed back.
I know, but they're saying it's supposed to be next spring, early summer. And my number 1, it's no real surprise for anybody, right?
Let me hear you say it.
It's The Sopranos.
Hold time out.
Yeah.
Where's The Wire at?
It's not on my top 5.
You're insane.
It's just outside.
Your list was really good.
You know why The Wire isn't my top 5? You want me to
Why?
tell you? I've
Why?
never seen it.
You never seen The Wire?
No, I've never seen it. I'll admit
never
that.
seen The
I've never
Wire.
seen it. I'd like to watch it. I've never seen it.
I know why.
Why?
I won't say.
Why? No.
What
no,
platform was it on?
please. Bring it on. Don't start something you can't finish.
What was
Come
the
on now, I'm
platform?
gonna hold
it
you
was
to it.
on?
Why you're not watching it?
What?
Why you ain't watch it?
I've watched a lot of other
Because they got a
things.
Baltimore accent?
What is I don't even know what a Baltimore accent sounds like.
No, they got a crazy accent in there. You should watch it, please. Skip
I-
season 2 and then go through everything else. Season 1, skip it, go 3 to the rest.
Are you going to like,
Season 2 is terrible because they went to the docks and it was not the best season.
so literally don't watch it, or should I just watch it anyway?
Watch it. You're going to see how bad it is. You're going to skip it. Then you're going to go back to season 2 and realize why it was important. That's weird about the show.
Okay.
Season 2, you have to go back and watch to understand, oh, okay, that made sense.
Okay.
But when you watched it right after season 1 and all of the action and everything and the storyline, it didn't flow properly.
Okay.
But The Wire is the greatest show ever.
I'll watch it and then I'll tell you whether or not I think it
I'm
is.
telling you, it's better than Sopranos.
It better be really, really good.
The acting, A1. Story, how they weaved everybody into it, the realistic nature of it, on point.
I think the reality is that 10 cast members from Oz went to The Wire. I think I should get some love for
I
Oz.
gave you props for the Oz,
That's
but
it.
Oz is better than Sopranos.
All right. Oz is better than Sopranos?
Yep.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Never seen Breaking Bad. Don't care.
I didn't have Breaking Bad in my top 5
No,
either.
I'm just saying. Everybody says Breaking Bad is really good. Never seen it. Don't care.
I'm going to tell you why I didn't have Breaking Bad in my top 5. One reason and one reason only. Unlike the rest of my top 5, I went back and tried to watch it again. Couldn't do it. I'm being serious. I tried to watch it again, and it did not stand up for me. Like, I watched it, and I was like, can't get back into it again. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if it's the characters. I don't know what it is. I wanted to punch him in the face. I don't know what it was. It was something about it. I could not rewatch it, unlike the rest of the stuff that I like on my top 5. I could rewatch that anytime. It stood the test of time. Breaking Bad, for me, I can't watch it again. I tried. I watched season 1, and I was like, nope, I'm good. I can't watch this again.
Honorable mention.
It's a good show, but I can't watch it again.
Snowfall. You never watched it. It's on FX.
I have not watched that. I have heard multiple great things about that.
Really good.
Yeah. I have watched Atlanta, though. Phenomenal show. Very good show. It's a come on.
Atlanta was up and down to me.
I know. But it's a good show.
It's good.
All right.
We won. Me and you. Exit.
Crispy.
Stays left. You should have just sat this one out.
Crispy.
I know. I
Not
said
your
it
day.
last week.
It's not your
I
day.
said it last week.
I know.
I
know. He did. He referenced. He knew this was coming.
What's the next one?
It's
So
a
I
weak
can prep.
topic for me.
It is. What's the next one?
Next week we got top 5 sports movies.
Oh, I got it.
You're all toast.
Nah.
Oh, you're all dead. I have a feeling that this is going to be one that we're very, very, all three of us are
We
gonna be
should
very close
start
on.
the show with that one because that's going to be all conversation.
We could literally just do the entire show on that list
It
alone.
might have to be
Maybe.
because first of all, the NFL sucks.
It's too early to talk anymore about basketball.
Too early for basketball.
Right.
No one knows what's happening in hockey.
Right. Also very early.
What?
No,
Exactly.
I mean, I'm watching hockey, but it's very early. It's like the NBA. It's very early in the season. In fact, it's probably earlier.
You don't watch. You don't
watch.
watch wrestling. Survivor Series is on Saturday.
No, I don't watch wrestling.
Shout out Logan Paul. There you go. Pull a prime up. There you go.
That's
Logan, that's promo for you. Even though I know you
love you.
make way more money than us.
That's fair.
Just come on over. Shout us out or something.
Bring it on.
I'll tag you.
All right. Yeah, tag him. Show that
Yep.
ish.
I will.
All right. So top 5 sports movies next week. Ooh, that's gonna
gonna
a
be
good one.
fun.
I'm ready for that
I
one.
already got my list right now.
It's already made. I know Crispy probably made his last
Yep.
week too. I could probably make mine off the top of my head, like right now. Phenomenal. Great sports movies. I already know what my number 1 is, so it's a done deal.
Oh, we doing movies, not like documentaries.
Movies.
'Cause I would've
movies.
I would have put BS High in there
I know you would have.
because that was gold.
Crispy. Movies,
I don't.
not documentaries.
Not 30 for 30s.
movies. Actual movies.
What if it's a 4-part series?
No.
Nope. You're a child. All right. Great comments tonight. Love that. Thank you all so much for paying attention, for listening, for supporting us. A lot of great comments tonight. A lot of great questions tonight. You know what we didn't get to today? And I had one, and we didn't get to it? Question of the day.
Come on, man. This is God given. That hints at something.
I know what that is. I already know what that is. I already know what it is. Is that your number 1?
No, it's not my number 1, but
It's close though, isn't it? It's up there. I know what it is. As soon as we go off the air, I'll tell you exactly which one it was.
You will run a mile.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. You know, we've got a lot more coming. I don't know what else to say, but we're excited, man. This is something that we love to do. We talk about it all week before we get to the show. We prepare for this. We talk about this. We have conversations about it throughout the entire week, and I just love doing this with these fellas. This is something that we've been talking about doing for a long time. We haven't done for a very long time. Now we're back. We're getting after it, and I'm enjoying it. There's a lot more to come. We're getting better. We've got room, a lot of room for improvement. There's no doubt about that. We're still trying to shake some of the rust off. We haven't done this in quite a while, but we're having a lot of fun doing it, and we appreciate all the support as well. The more support we get from you, the better off we'll be for it. So I guess that's pretty much it, right? Am I missing anything at this point?
No, you are missing some stuff. Follow me at Shalashashka51 on IG, Twitter /X, OF. I won't shout them out anymore because they ain't paying me. And all of those socials. At BallzOut, BALLZ, out sports on all of them. We got that Twitter, that /X, that Threads, that Facebook, that what's that, IG, not the cookie. OF coming soon. All of them. TikTok.
Yep.
TikTok.
Yep.
Wherever you want to find it.
Yep.
At BallzOut Sports. All of them. Follow it. YouTube specifically.
Yep.
Because I needs money.
You're catching us right now on YouTube Live. You'll be able to catch all of what we do, obviously post. If you weren't able to catch us live, you can do so later on. You'll hear us on all the podcast platforms.
That's your job.
What's my job?
Podcast platforms, because I'll be forgetting about those.
Yeah, I'd be forgetting about them
I just go socials.
Amazon.
Apple
Podcasts, Spotify,
Google.
Am I missing anybody? I don't think I am.
SoundCloud. I'm going to put all of them out there. Just go to all of them.
I don't even know if we're on SoundCloud, but you know what? We'll put it on there.
That might be up to one.
You know what? We'll just put it on there. We'll just put it on there. So, Crispy, what you got? Last thoughts?
Yeah, let's have fun this week. Let's all enjoy our families. This coming up holiday. Make sure we share what we're thankful for. We're thankful for y'all. So we really appreciate it, and look forward to next week. We should have some fun stories from holidays. Are usually fun for some stories.
100%. Oh yes, that's very true. Yeah, keep that. You know what? We might actually be a good idea to record some stuff so we can show you on our on all of our socials what exactly it is that we're going to be doing.
No, I got a Friendsgiving I'm going to.
Oh
no!
Ooh. I think I know about that Friendsgiving. You going to that Friendsgiving? That's that same Friendsgiving I got invited to.
You should come.
I should. I don't know how I'm going to get away on a Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Because there will be, shameless plug, at Brooklyn's Blissful Bites, banana pudding there.
Okay.
I might have to bring some here and just sit it right. Pan to me. Put it, and then pan back to the other camera. Right here.
Oh, that one right there.
Sitting right there.
Right there.
The best banana pudding you will ever taste.
Next to the USC trash can.
Quite possibly.
If there's any place to put trash, it would be in that. We'll put trash in that.
Brooklyn's Blissful Bites. Follow that on IG too.
Okay. Shameless plug. Love that. All right. For Ala to my left, Crispy in Greenville, South Carolina. I am Jonas Mount. We are BallzOut Sports. Until next time.
Suck it, jabronis.
Stay hydrated. What's up, family? Crispy coming to you from BallzOut Sports. Just wanted to take a quick moment, say thank you to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting on all of our social medias. Those social medias, BallzOut Sports, on your Twitters, X's, whatever you want to call it. We got you on the Instagram. We got you on Threads. We got you on TikTok. And most of all, we got you on that YouTube channel. Lots of great things coming. Super excited. Really appreciative of all the support we've gotten so far. And, check us out. We got a new live show coming up here soon. We're going to be bringing it. We're excited. We're loving it. And I hope you all are too. Again, Crispy here at BallzOut Sports. Appreciate y'all. And as always, stay hydrated.